Hello and welcome to another mod spotlight. This time I have Natural Absorption, which pretty much adds like shielding to Minecraft. How it works is, you see above my hearts down there, there's those little gold hearts, that's absorption. You usually only get it from gold apples, and it was added in 1.6 I believe. What this mod does though, is it adds a way to constantly have absorption, and how it works is, it will take damage from those before it'll take it out of your hearts. Now if I wait a few seconds to get out of combat, there you go. I'm now out of combat and the absorption shield came back. So as you see, this is a pretty cool way to have a bit more of a defense going into combat, but once it's gone, you'll need to get out of combat to recover it. However, this mod is greatly configurable, so you can change that if you don't like it that way, and yeah, it has a lot of options, so let's delve into them. Well, the first thing I should mention is that you can set how much absorption you have to start with, so it currently has 4 or 2 hearts, but you can go into config and change it, so you could even have a full 10 hearts worth. You also can set the max limit and the min limit. The min limit means you'll never fall below this amount, and the max limit means you can't go above it. You also can use a death penalty, which means when you die, you'll lose some of your natural absorption, but it won't go below the minimum limit you set. And as I said earlier, you can customize how quickly it recovers and how long you'll need to be out of combat before it happens. I'm pretty sure you should be able to eliminate the need to be out of combat and it will constantly recover even, so you could set at a slower rate and always recovering. But let's look in here. There's something called a Book of Absorption, and you can set the level cost to use it and the recipe. By default, it will need this many gold apples around a book. You can change the book to a book and quail. You can change the recipe to use 1 apple or no apples, or a lot of different combinations, I believe, just in the default config options, as well as changing the levels. Anyway, what this does is when you consume it, I don't have enough levels at the moment, but if I hop into creative, I should. When you consume it, I'll consume it twice. Now you'll see I got a few more hearts of absorption, I believe 2 per book. You can also change how many absorption hearts each book gives. Now, if I jump into this lava though, and I die, I just lost 2 hearts when I died because the default death penalty is 4 or 2 hearts, but it will not let you drop below 4. So because I had 6, I lost 2 hearts for the death penalty, but I can never lose more than 2 hearts if I keep dying. Like I said, you can change those options though. Now let's get into armor. Absorption does work with armor, as you can see here, but there is also an absorption enchantment you can choose to use. If you don't want to use it at all, you can just change it to 0 and it just won't happen. Anyway, if I put this on, you'll see that I get more absorption based on the enchantment level. You can change how this works, like how much each rank of absorption gives, and how the scaling works, the max limit you have for armor. So if I put on all this armor, which has absorption 5 on those, and lower absorption there, you'll see that it really doesn't increase any more than that. So if I put on the legs, you'll see it gives me a few more hearts. And if I put on the boots, it gives me even more. But if I take off the legs, it will actually remove hearts because the current combination here hasn't hit the limit. So I believe by default, any piece of absorption 5 will hit that limit. Okay, I just had to restart my Minecraft real quick to show you some of the alternate config settings. Well, the first one, I changed the death penalty, so now it can drop to 0 absorption, which is why I currently have none. I also changed the books, so now you can see they don't have any cost, and I actually changed the recipe as well to require epic gold apples instead of normal ones. So if I consume that, it will give me 3 now instead of 2, because I changed the output. So you can make it lose the level requirement, and just yeah, let's just max that. It didn't go over to a new row because the max is currently set at 20 hearts. Actually, it was before, but the max for natural and enchantment count differently. And I also messed with the recovery rate, so it no longer waits for me to stop taking damage and go out of combat. So as you see, it's kind of insane because now I actually recover it quicker than I take damage. However, that's not true for the lava. And I lost pretty much, I think, half when I die. And the main setting I wanted to show you that I had to restart the game for is that you can make armor naturally give absorption. So it doesn't have the enchantment, but it will automatically give absorption. So if I put on a full diamond, yes, it actually will go over to a new bar because I think the armor absorption counts separately from natural. I'm not sure if it counts separately for enchantment though. So let's try that out real quick. If I grab these books and consume them, I think I'll go back to a full normal one. And if I put on this full armor, it should give me a full bar of armor absorption. And if I grab this armor with the absorption enchantment, which is still enabled, and I put that there instead, it actually will go to another bar. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. The armor absorption, if you turn on that feature, counts separately from the enchantment and the natural. So they all have their own limits there. Also, you can set the multiplier for the armor absorption, but by default it's 1x, so it just clones your normal armor value there in absorption. Anyway, I think that about covers the mod. To put it simply, you get natural absorption, which you can set the starting amount, increase through enchantments, armor if you choose to, and consumable items, and you can set how it works with death and how quickly it recovers. Pretty much I'd say the best thing to do is just play with the mod yourself and see how the config options work. Just, try out different things and see if you can find one you like. Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this mod spotlight, and until next time, goodbye.